numbers are staggering of how many youth are obese. Approximately 1 in 5 or 20% of youth in America are obese as of 2020, as well as 33% of Americans, adults. This should be a big concern for the health and well-being of people. Over the last couple weeks, I've done research, and I eat good food, and I have research from professionals. I have learned that healthy foods are goods that contain nutrients that are necessary for the body to survive. With obesity rising, there are more and more health concerns every day. This is a problem because kids are getting bigger and are predicted poorer quality of life and shorter lifespans. You should consider a solution because kids eating better, it will bring better quality of life, making people happier because they feel good inside and feel good about how they look on the outside as well. Food affects your mood, so with their healthy habits, they will bless generations by passing on their healthy habits onto their kids, and they will be more happy. My solution will change your life because by eating healthy, you open a whole new world. Think of all the things that would be hard to do being unhealthy. If you are a lover of any kind of sport, think of how being unhealthy would affect you playing a sport. You'd be always out of breath, probably have paint joint everywhere, and must haul around all the extra weight all day. And any fun in that sport would probably be terrible. And if you have like bucket list items, it would be much harder to do being overweight, such as examples would be journeying the Grand Canyon, going bungee jumping, riding horses on the beach, or getting a gym membership. The stunning statistic that 20% of the youth are obese could be that kids remain uneducated about health foods. The main groups that should be responsible for this is the families and the government. When children grow up not eating healthy, then they become parents. The downward spiral of health issues will continue because they keep teaching their kids bad habits as well. Then if they cannot be taught at home, then they need to be taught in school on how to prepare nutrient-dense foods. But a child is most likely to pattern their eating habits on basis of what they see from their parents, and if their parents are not supplying nutrient-dense foods, then the child already starts to form bad eating habits that will affect them very much. All these efforts go into teaching kids about how the things they need to know to make healthy food decisions. The government has the responsibility to inform young kids, including teens, about nutrient-dense foods and advertising techniques. How the government can accomplish this is through schools. They have gone through schools in the past, and they decided it would be best to use graphics. The graphics they decided to come up with is called My Plate. It is divided into a pie chart-like segment depicting food portions for each food group. Food graphic is a good tactic used by government to try to teach kids about the food portions they should have in a day. For example, eating from all 5 main food groups in the right quantities is important. In today's food market, there's an unprecedented amount of processed foods. What is wrong with this? Well, processed foods have a lot of added sugars and fats. There's also an unimaginable amount of salts in teens' diets. According to the article produced by the World of Health, the average 17-year-old should consume 500 milligrams only in their day. Today, the average 17-year-old eats 3,670 milligrams a day. There's a serious problem if kids are not getting the right portions because food can affect the mood, and this means that kids need to pay attention to what they put in their mouth. As I mentioned earlier, there's an incredible amount of salt in teens' diets, but there is also an incredible amount of sugar. Sugar makes everything taste better, so there's a major side effect of having too much sugar. Consuming too much sugar can damage the brain because it promotes inflammation and oxidative stress. This can have a real and very serious effect on a person's mood and worsens mood disorders such as depression. There's an important point to notice here. The food a teen decides to eat will have straining effects on the mood and emotions of that teen. According to Eva Shellhub, an MD, she states that 95% of your serotonin is produced in your gastrointestinal tract, and your gastrointestinal tract is lined with 100 million nerve cells or neurons. It makes sense that the inner workings of your digestive system don't just help you digest food, but it also guides your emotions. However, food affecting moods and emotions can be a good thing when teens eat good, nutrient-dense foods because it will improve emotions and help moods. When you eat junk food, it probably makes you feel really bad, and it doesn't make your day go very well. It probably makes you feel tired, less happy, and lazy. However, I bet when you have started your day off with a good breakfast and a healthy diet, you're ready to go tackle the challenges that day has and live life to the fullest. All that can happen by the way you eat, and because you don't feel lazy anymore, you might even get the urge to go exercise, which will make you feel even more accomplished, so eating good will domino effect your whole day. The person responsible for what you put in your mouth is you. Pay attention to, so you need to pay attention to what you're eating and take care of your body. The problem is teaching kids how to eat with a chart like My Plate isn't effective unless they can put it into action. When something is being taught to teens and it's not very relevant to them, they will probably disregard what is said, and teaching about My Plate is not very effective. Therefore, a solution could be to have food professionals come in to schools and teach teens, explaining the food portions and specific to what teens encounter every day. My solution to have government is to have the government give the resources and time to the food professionals and call them food pros. Kids spend 6 to 7 hours in school per day. Schools should be able to spend 1 hour a week out of 30 hours to kids' health education. Last year, the government spent $518 billion dollars on Medicare, and that is not really 100% related to obesity injuries, but if 33% of adults are obese, then I'm sure it contributes a major factor to health-related costs. But the body is an amazing machine, and if it's not fed right, the body doesn't function at its best. Wouldn't it be great to give the schools a sufficient budget for the food pros to come in and teach the kids about the My Plate items, like good healthy foods, and instead of just having it on a chart, have kids bring in $5, or have the government give them a $5 budget per kid, and have them go and buy the ingredients they need to show the kids the ingredients and how to make healthy food, and have them have a hands-on experience. If there are 600 kids at Preston High School, that is $3,000 per week. $3,000 is only 0.0000005% of 518 billion. The government spends on that is, and if we can have health pros go and teach hands-on experience, it will be a lot better education. By learning about how healthy foods just by reading a textbook, it's hard for kids to apply it in real life. So if they haven't grown up eating healthy, reading about foods in a textbook doesn't really let the kids know what they taste like, look like, or even where to buy them at stores. Letting kids know how awesome it is to eat healthy, feeling good, and how to prepare the foods cannot be learning in a textbook. These days, kids need to be taught what healthy food is by experiencing it themselves. They need to taste it, see it, and by just showing them a picture of My Plate, the government version of a healthy diet will not teach them how to eat healthy. It is important to teach kids how good your body can look and feel when you eat right. In an article written by Edmund, the state adolescents are the base of energy drink advertisements. Advertisers spend 608 hours each year on directing it to teens, And so if advertising companies pay that much money to influence the teens, that means the teens can also be influenced to eat healthy if they were to switch their focus. By making kids' health a priority, of course, they would be taught at home how to eat balanced diet, because kids are at school for 30 plus hours each week. They should be taught and be able to prepare, eat great food. Teens will start and look the way they want to. Um, so let's teach them the power of smart way to eat. In conclusion, kids need to eat healthy because it will have them eat better, and they can start a new chain of healthy habits that they will pass on. And if we all eat healthy, then it'll be a better community. Everybody will be happier. And so if we start teaching kids on how to eat right, then we can make a community a lot better place and change lives. Oh yeah.